Thursday, May 23rd, 2024, and Nikki Haley says she's going to vote for Donald Trump. After all that campaigning about what a threat he is, how he's wrong for the country, she caved. What a shocker. A person with no actual real conviction whatsoever goes back on her word. Huh. Least surprising bit of the news cycle. And um, you know, for some reason, Alyssa Farah Griffin today says this is irreparable damage to her political career. No, it's not. Republicans really don't care. You can be as hypocritical as you want or as flip floppy as you want, but as long as you're not a Democrat, they'll vote. They're so fucking brainwashed. It's ridiculous. She did say something interesting though about um, Biden reaching out to Nikki Haley voters to say Donald Trump doesn't want your vote, but I do. Um, Great messaging. I don't know if that's going to get you anywhere. Uh, um, but this is one instance where I agree with her. The more outreach he does, the better, because he needs to expand beyond the stalwart base. Because as we saw yesterday with Charlemagne the God as a guest, what an asshole! Um, by not just outright saying we need to vote for Joe Biden. No, dum dum, it's not enough to just say the other guy's all this, all this bad, and then say, but both options are trash. Like you can't. That's a bullshit answer. And then say one of the biggest problems we have is voter apathy, and then say who's is that our fault? Yes, yes. When you're telling people that both options are trash and not actually saying the important part of the process, which isn't just Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. The important part is get off your fucking couch and go vote for Joe Biden. Otherwise, we're stuck with losing democracy. Like, I don't get it. I don't get this whole idea that, you know, I don't have to choose. I don't have to pick one. Fuck you. This is part of the problem. I get it. Everybody's exhausted with every presidential election being the most important of our lifetime, but that's because we've never had as much of a threat to democracy as Donald Trump has been for the three fucking elections. Just 12 fucking years. Well, it's not, but oh, if he doesn't go to jail, he's going to try again in 2028. um Maybe he'll be dead by then. I don't know. But that interview yesterday with Charlemagne the God was just so frustrating. Because he was so like condescending and just like blasé. It's like, what do you need from me? Like I need to tell you. No. And Whoopi was like, no, it's not telling us. It's telling your listeners that if we don't vote for Joe Biden, um, we end up with the threat of losing our democracy. And excuse me, I did like it when he threw in there. He's like, "Well, there is a third party candidate," and Whoopi was like, "I will whip your ass." That was funny, but I thought that's just yes. If we end up with Donald Trump, people like you, Charlemagne the God, and people like you, Amy Alyssa Farah Griffin, are the reason, because you're not wholeheartedly saying this is what we can do to avoid it. He's terrible, should never be in office. And you too, Nikki Haley. He's terrible, never should be in office, but can't tell you how to vote. Well, I can. You got to vote for Joe Biden. And given what we can see about every Republican in Congress, uh, this is not a vote the person, not the party situation, because one party is a cult, and the other one, is wildly flawed, but at least won't ruin the country. um, no matter what your crazy Uncle Fred might say from Alabama and his talking news points, Fox News points, talking whatever, Fox News talking points. Oh, good Lord. Um, yeah, and then they had another thing on today about Kate Hudson taking a break from men or dating or whatever. And duh, like that's the one of the biggest problems in relationships. No matter what you create, whatever the makeup of the relationship is you got to figure yourself out first. Otherwise, you're no good to anybody else. So, excuse me. It's and you have to do that without being in the context of a relationship or looking for one or pining for one or wishing you had one or being jealous of other people that do. Like you put it out of your head, figure your own shit out, and then you might figure out, you know what, you don't actually need that relationship that you thought you needed. Anyway, if Joy isn't feeling better by tomorrow, who's going to moderate? It'll be Sarah. But I have to say, every day this week, there's been someone out, and the View only really needs 4 people on the panel. That's enough.